While the primed heart is drying, I'd like to share one more variety of a cell phone stand with you. It can be a nice gift for Men's Day, completed with some gentleman's accessory. Let's consider the peculiarities. If you weave a brace on an odd number of poles, like in a heart-shaped stand, I'd like to prevent you from such a failure as I've had here. It looks ugly. I like this variant with an even number of poles much better. In order to avoid such a failure, you can add one more pole in the center. While weaving in this direction, you hug this pole When you turn to the opposite direction, you are going to hug this additional pole. This way you will get halves of the collar meet in the center. There are no special peculiarities here, you just weave upward. I hope to avoid lengthening. Well, maybe I will just add a little piece of tube here. And you weave up to the required height. You don't weave in circle, but forth and backward. That's why you don't have to alternate direct and opposite rope in order to keep the pattern. I've woven the first 5 rows in direct and opposite rope style. The following rows are woven all identical. I've woven 21 rows upward. It is quite enough to keep a cell phone stable. I'd like to prevent you from one more failure. The starting point of the row was here, so I finished the row here as well, which was a mistake. You have to weave the row up to the very end and hide the tube ends carefully to make the finishing point invisible. Moreover, you have to insert the ends to the front side, since because of this bend it is the wrong side that will be visible. That's why I'm inserting the tube ends here. In the end of the row I narrow down and finish it in a neat way. Prime the article with thick school glue. The glue is relatively thick. I buy the cheapest school glue specifically for priming. Here you can see the link to the video where you can see all the details of the way I prime the items. While the item is still wet like this, you can shape it the way you like. It's up to you to choose a design. You may shape it like this or like that. After the item has been shaped, you can spread some more glue along the edge. Before the tubes get dry, you can cut the poles very neatly. Press very tightly in order to make the cut points almost invisible. It is much easier to do while the tubes are still wet. Cut, press tightly, the stumps are almost invisible. Now it is time to leave it and let it dry. Meanwhile, the heart has dried. I've patinated it with acrylic paint Roman gold. Here it is. Since I'd like to emphasize the heart-shaped edge, I'm covering it with some different color. So I have outlined the heart and the pedestal. So we've got a golden heart. A nice gift for your beloved one and a practical stand for a cell phone. I've covered the second stand with pearl paint antique bronze. It is a little bit darker. I bought several types for a change. Here is Roman gold, while this one is antique bronze. Well, actually it doesn't really matter, I'm just trying different paints I bought recently. And a bow tie painted with silver colorant. I'm going to let it dry and glue it to the stand. Well, different varieties are possible. I personally like several vases I've seen on the web recently. They are decoupaged with national-styled embroidery and they look nice as well. In this case, I've decided to decorate the item with such a bow. I believe it is quite appropriate for Men's Day. I hope your gifts will make your loved ones happy. All the best to you!